And thanks so much for coming and joining us here. We're just going to ask a few questions, and feel free to, elaborate or however you want on these. So starting right off, if you don't mind just giving a little background on what you do over at York International and what York does, and, like how long you guys have been doing business with the Lloyd Group.
Well, glad to be here, Hunter. So we've been doing business with the Lloyd Group since, I believe, 2011. That's well before I got here. Mm-hmm. I've been here about 2 years now. One of my responsibilities is the IT realm. And of course, one of the first vendors that I met was Lloyd Group when I was hired. And, liked you guys right off the bat. Good group of guys, professional, friendly, had some really good recommendations for us. And I feel like we clicked right away. So like I said, I think 2011 is when we started doing business with Lloyd, and likewise, Lloyd is a client of ours. We do your benefits. We're an insurance broker in the Westchester area. We serve a lot of the local businesses and individuals here, and we're proud to have that relationship with Lloyd for so long.
Likewise, and we were super pumped when you came on, when you switched over from our old past point of contact. We still are talking to you very much. Just want to talk a little bit about this, this whole coronavirus pandemic thing. So, how did the pandemic really impact the way that York International functions?
Well, when we started planning for it, like every other company, it's like, how are we going to adjust to this? And then once we started putting the plan in place and seeing everything we needed, we realized all the work was already done. The recommendations that you guys made to us years ago, having Office 365, Ignite, it was more an equipment thing, making sure people had the resources at home and that we had enough laptops and computers that we can get home. But our infrastructure was already built, and we were able to pull it off within a matter of 3 days. We had 100% of the company remote from the day that we decided, okay, we got to test this out. Until that Wednesday when the National Guard was about 5 miles from the office, we decided we better speed this along. So it was as seamless as you can possibly imagine. And again, I think a lot of that was based on the recommendations you guys made right around the time I got here, and we were able to just basically flick a switch and be remote, and it's worked out really well for us. I feel like it's something. We have the skills to begin with, but now we're sort of developing those day by day, and we're improving on this. Each day we're getting better at working remote, and we're acquiring new skills. So it's unfortunate circumstances, but good results.
That's great to hear, and it's I know you and I are on the phone a lot versus going cloud computing. So. I'm glad that you guys were kind of early adopters on that, and you worked, closely with us, and it's as turnkey as possible, right? Having the office basically vacated and everyone being able to continue their work from home.
Right. I mean, the best system is one you don't have to explain to people because it just works. You turn on your computer at home, it looks the same as your computer here, and as long as people don't see it, I guess it's a lot like insurance and a lot like IT. If people don't know about it, you're doing your job right.
Yeah, exactly. What have you been doing to kind of maintain sanity during all this?
So we were, I don't want to sound like we're trendy because we did it right before COVID hit. It was something I kind of tried to resist against, but we got a dog right before COVID began. So we have a puppy that was born on Thanksgiving, and we got him a few months later. And that's been, I want to say, helping with my sanity. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it works the other direction, but it's been a good diversion, that's for sure. And, you look for the silver linings with this whole thing, and the fact that it happened at this time of year where the weather's nice and you can get outside. Having him and going for walks with my wife and my daughter and my dog, that is definitely...
That's pretty great.
Yeah, it's really nice. And, then you throw the whole spring and everything blooming and opening up. It's kind of a nice benefit of being home.
And he's getting tons more walks than he'd usually get. He is
I don't know how
He's
he's going to
spoiled.
once this is over.
He's gonna be what?
Off of.
I've got into. I know it's everyone says this, but I got into baking. So I actually have pizza dough cold fermenting in the fridge right now. I'm super excited to try.
That was the other thing. We've always cooked and barbecued and fermented and done a bunch of those things, but baking was something I never got into. And now it's like if you're home and you have the yeast rising for 18 hours, it's you're going to be home. It's not like I got to rush home from the office. But we've been making bread and some cookies and things like that. Haven't got into the sourdough thing though.
Oh, the sourdough that's a fun one. And then you can also bake treats for the doggy.
Sounds like a commitment though.
Oh, it is. You have to feed it. It's another thing to feed and maintain water.
I still have jars from last summer of like pickles and sauerkraut in the fridge. So if I have any more living items in the house, I don't think my wife's going to stick around for much longer. So,
really more about our partnership of you guys over the last 9 years now, almost. Why did you choose, or if why did you choose Lloyd, and what's kind of the best part of this, being part of this Lloyd community?
So I think our decision to go with Lloyd was right around the time that our president, Mike Bodak, came into the firm. And I know that he's got a long-standing relationship with Adam, probably Sarah too. Happy anniversary, guys. I understand it's your 25th anniversary as well. And I think that was a decision, how politics go. Whenever somebody new comes to the firm and wants to bring in their guys, there's always some politics that can play out. I believe this one was a no-brainer. I mean, it was, hey, we got a relationship here. It's really good, and brought you guys in, and I think everybody's been pretty happy, from that point going forward.
That's awesome. You got to hire the right nerds sometimes.
Right, the nerds that you get along with. And,
yeah.
From an insurance nerd to a IT nerd, you can tell there's a good click there.
How has Lloyd helped you reach your goals financially, culturally, and maybe even personally?
So, you guys always work with us. It's always, it's never a question that we need to ask, well, how much is this going to cost? A lot of times you talk to, an outsourced company, and especially something IT. I see it with our web developers right now, who we're looking to replace, where they make all these promises and they can build you the Taj Mahal, and it's never on time and it's never on budget. And you guys are very conscious of the fact that, every company is working within those constraints. So it's not so much a how, it's also how much and by when. And those are two very important questions that you guys never leave unanswered. So that makes it great to be able to, achieve our goals here in terms of making sure our technology is the latest and greatest, and we're providing a good product to our customers and our clients.
Awesome. Well, Myles, thank you so much for this. This has been great.
Always a pleasure, Hunter.
You be well.
All right, man.